Have you ever been pulled over by the police? If so, you may have been surprised by some of the things the officers said or did. Did they ask you if you knew why they pulled you over? Did they tell you that you were free to go if you just answered a few questions? Did they seem to be trying to get you to admit to something you didn't do? If so, you're not alone. Police officers are trained to use a variety of tricks to get people to talk to them, even if they don't have to. These tricks can be very effective, and they can land you in jail even if you're innocent. In this video, we'll take a look at some of the most common secret tricks police officers use. We'll also talk about how you can protect yourself from these tricks, so stick around to find out. To begin with, have you ever wondered why police officers often touch your car's trunk or taillight when they pull you over? Well, there are two significant reasons behind this practice. Firstly, it serves as a way to leave their fingerprints and DNA on your vehicle. This precautionary measure ensures that if any unfortunate incident occurs during the stop, their genetic material will be present on the car. For instance, there was a case a few years ago where an officer pulled over a member of a Mexican cartel. Subsequently, the cartel member kidnapped the officer and fled. Fortunately, the officer's DNA was discovered on the car, which played a crucial role in his rescue and the arrest of the cartel member. The second reason for tapping the car is to startle the driver. If the person being pulled over is attempting to conceal something, the sudden tap can induce a sense of alarm. This in turn buys the police a bit more time to approach the vehicle and assess the driver's demeanor. Typically, law enforcement officers can discern if someone is attempting to hide something due to visible nervousness. The act of a police officer tapping on the back of your car can intensify this anxiety, making it a psychological tactic employed by the police during traffic stops. Imagine you're arrested for some reason. When you're at the police station, they might offer you a glass of water. It can be tempting to accept, but it's best to decline. The reason is simple: they want your fingerprints and DNA. You can refuse DNA tests unless they have strong evidence. If you agree to that glass of water, they have both your DNA and fingerprints. Remember, that glass of water is considered police property, allowing them to collect your DNA from it. So, always be cautious about what you touch in a police station, as even if you're innocent, your DNA could be used against you. Now, let's uncover a secret police tool they'd prefer you didn't know about. If you spot one of these devices attached to your vehicle, it's a cause for concern. Meet the Star Chase, an innovative vehicle tracking system used by law enforcement. Rather than manually planting it, police cars equipped with launchers can shoot star chases onto your vehicle while you're in motion. These devices have an adhesive front and a GPS transmitter on the back, allowing the police to monitor your vehicle's real-time location on a GPS map. Despite their seemingly noticeable appearance, many people remain unaware when their car has been tagged with a star chase. Some even report discovering them too late, as law enforcement closes in. Keep in mind that police are working on smaller and less conspicuous versions of these trackers. So, whether you're innocent or not, it's wise to check your vehicle for one. You never know when you might be under surveillance. Before we unveil more secret tricks police officers use on you, there's one jaw-dropping revelation that you won't want to miss. It's a mind-bending twist that will challenge your perceptions of law enforcement tactics. Stay tuned to find out. Another strategy used by the police is trickery, and it may seem simple, but it's not well known. Many people think it's against the law for police to lie, especially because movies and TV often say so. But in reality, police officers can and do lie during their interactions with people. If you lie to the police, you can get in big trouble, even be charged with obstructing justice. Undercover police don't have to say they're officers, and they can make up evidence or reasons to question you. Some police even see lying as part of their job and learn how to do it well in their training. That's why many lawyers suggest giving short answers to police questions. However, police can't lie about how the legal system works or pretend to have a search warrant when they don't. So, it's important to know your rights if you meet a dishonest officer. Something important the police might not want you to know is that your trash isn't treated as your private property. Surprisingly, one of the most effective ways for law enforcement to get your DNA is by going through your garbage. You might think it's illegal for the police to take your trash since it's your property. However, legally, once your trash is on the curb, it's no longer yours, and it can be used as potential evidence against you. Interestingly, the police can check your trash without a warrant. When you put your trash outside your home, it's seen as public dumping, so it's considered government property and the police can use it. So, if you want to keep something private, it's best not to leave it at the curb. You're aware that police can lie to you? But did you realize they can also employ deceptive tests? In a notable case, Police vs. Mays in 2009, officers connected their suspect to a fake lie detector. They posed their questions and later presented the suspect with a fabricated graph. Despite passing the fake lie detector test, the officer falsely claimed the suspect had failed. Consequently, the suspect confessed to being at the crime scene under the mistaken belief that he had already been discovered. In truth, the police had no prior knowledge of his involvement before the confession. Now, let's watch a video that police might not like you to know about. A YouTuber named Arctic Fox 95 figured out a clever way to hide from the police or anyone else. In the video, he shows how to use a piece of ductwork to quickly look like a pipe. It's a smart trick to hide, but you'd have to carry a piece of ductwork with you all the time. Of course, if you're doing something you shouldn't be, maybe it's worth it. Here's something that the police may not want you to know. When you get pulled over, you're not required to perform a field sobriety test. This test involves tasks like standing on one leg, closing your eyes and touching your nose, or taking a breathalyzer test if there is suspicion of driving under the influence. You have the right to refuse these tests, and many lawyers recommend doing so. If you decline, you may be asked to take a blood test, which is often more accurate. If you haven't been drinking or using drugs, there's no need to worry. Sometimes, people with poor balance fail field sobriety tests but are later proven innocent by a blood test. It's often easier to refuse the test on the spot, so you don't end up spending a night at the police station. Now, let's talk about another hidden tool that the police don't want you to know about: the nano hummingbird. You see, police use drones to keep an eye on criminals, but those are quite visible. The nano hummingbird, on the other hand, is incredibly small, almost like it's invisible. It was created by DARPA and the US military and is used by the police for tracking and spying on suspects. If you happen to spot it, you might mistake it for a regular bird, but it's actually a tiny police robot. It might sound like something from a strange and futuristic movie, but this technology is very real and in use today. Now, it's your turn to share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us, which trick from this video do you think was the sneakiest? If you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Thanks for watching.